Hey everybody, and welcome to Evolve. I'm John Edward, joined by my co-host, Notorious KAT. We have a very exciting and special show. We have the co-founder of Healthy is the New Skinny, Katie Willcox. Thank you for being here, and you are on a mission. Tell me about your mission.
Well, my mission has become very clear recently. For a long time, I think as young girls, we're taught that our beauty is our source of value from the time we're very little. If you see a girl that is beautiful, you say, "Oh, you're so beautiful." And from my experience, I was the girl next to her that was invisible because I didn't fit the idea of beauty.
Why is that?
Because I was chubby and awkward and tall and big is what people would say. I didn't fit the society's idea of like petite and cute and tiny and perfect. And so I interpreted that as, oh, well, I want to be valuable, so I need to be like that. So that's what the messaging we send to girls a lot. And as I grew up, I got tall and I played sports and I got scouted for modeling. And they said, oh, you'd be the perfect plus size model, which then reconfirmed all those things I was taught of like, oh, I'm big, or I must be overweight, or I'm fat. So that's what we're a part of, is we're part of a culture that teaches an ideal that's unrealistic. Then we tell women, oh, you need to fit this, but also you should diet. So we make a ton of money on the diet industry, we make a ton of money on the fashion industry, and then we go, oh, we need our value from all of these things and we can't get out of this cycle. So that's really when I realized for myself, after being a plus size model, they told me the opposite. They were like, you need to gain a little weight, you're a little small, which I've never heard before. So I was like, okay, I get to be myself and I don't have to worry about this for once, and I'm getting money and reinforcement for this. And then I found myself gaining the freshman 20 because I wasn't eating well, I wasn't feeling good about myself, I was seeking a false sense of value.
Okay.
And so I found myself unfulfilled, even though I was getting all the things I was taught from a young age, that if girls are a model and you're making money and you have this title, you're supposed to feel different. And I didn't feel different. When I decided to get healthy, because I met my husband at my biggest size, and he was like, oh my God, you're like the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. And to me, I was like, who is he talking about? Like, is he for real? Like, I couldn't believe that because I was big, because that's what I've been taught for so long. And so he was like, no, not to be weird. Like, you're just absolutely, like, you're like amazing. And we just hit it off and we had this great relationship. And he was the first one that actually taught me that I don't see myself the way that the world sees me and that I need to look into that. And so I started to look into that. And I went, maybe I've been lied to. Like, maybe it was a challenge for me to realize that I need to see myself for who I am instead of what I've been told my whole life. And so I started to feel good, and I started to eat better and to work out, and we would do fun things together, and I ended up over this period of time losing 50 pounds. And I lost all of my modeling jobs and all of my clients because then I was too small for plus size and too fat for straight size. And I thought, that's so strange because I'm my healthiest, I look my best, I feel amazing, and I'm not valued. And
Wow.
that is the exact message we're sending to girls. We're so focused on what we're eating, and we're so obsessed and consumed with like looking a certain way. Like, how much of that time is being taken up that you could be focusing on your purpose and listening to your intuition and listening to your inner guidance? You're
Absolutely.
dreaming about pizza instead of receiving messages that are going to help you to get where you need to go. I realized through writing my book, where I was like, where does this come from? Because we're internalizing it as our bodies, but it's not our bodies. We're actually born into a world that views us as like lesser than. Just by birth, being a woman, we're lesser than. And so I realized as I started looking at what other women are experiencing around the world, like the crimes that are being committed against the female spirit is really the self-loathing we're feeling, and we're interpreting that as our bodies aren't good enough, because in this society, that's where our values place. So I think for women at home who are really struggling to connect to their true self, it's going to take recognizing maybe where that self-loathing comes from, and not having, like, to end the war on your body, you're really going to have to realize that it has never been your body. And when you kind of take action to connect to your true self and realize, oh wow, like, it's not my fault that I was born into a world that views me as lesser, but knowing that you're here and you are divine and you're just as important as anyone else is the key to going, oh, what do I want my body to be? And that's where I was just saying this today. Finally, I'm 29. I've just now made peace with what I am, because I've just now learned what I am and understand it. And I'm never going to be small, but I've started lifting weights, heavy lifting with my husband, and it like lit this fire in me where I'm like, I'm a badass. Like, I get in there and I'm like, look at how buff I am. And it's because it matches my warrior spirit. Like, now my body, instead of trying to be something that I'm not, I've accepted that my body can match who I am on the inside. And
But you're becoming your own superhero.
And exactly. And that's what makes me beautiful. It's never that I fit a mold. And for women at home, it's when you start to accept what you are and know what you are, your body will follow. So that's what's happened so far. If you're not happy with yourself and you work out of self-hatred instead of self-love, you're not going to get a positive result when you operate in a negative emotion. So that's really what it's shifting that to work from a place of self-love. Start there, your body will follow the rest.
So what are some of the tips from Healthy is the New Skinny that you can give folks that are watching?
Well, for that, I would say, again, what is your goal? Is your goal to be healthy or is your goal to be skinny? Like we look at all these products out there that are like skinny water and skinny this, and I go, that's such a weird, why would that be our goal? And especially for women, we're so strong and we are mothers and we're here to raise the world basically. And we're being taught to try to be weak. And we really need to challenge that. And we need to challenge our own thought process to say, why am I trying to weaken myself instead of being strong and owning myself and being as powerful as I can as a person? And so as you start to challenge your own thought process and brainwashing, you start to see it all around you and the illusion becomes clear and you go, oh my gosh, this is not at all what I want to be. And you start making choices out of self-love. You eat food because it's healthy and it's good for you and you deserve it. You work out because you love yourself and you want to feel good and you want to be empowered. And that's the first step to finding that balance.
You're supporting something with your online shop at the Skinny Shop.
Yeah.
So, which I thought was really cool. And in this store, you have various body types showing off the various clothing.
Right.
This way, you can actually get a sense for how it would look on you.
Right.
But what I found that fascinating. What I found even more fascinating is where the proceeds go. So, can you talk about that?
Yes. So, all of the money from our business goes back into developing more content, and it's really about education. So again, it's taking money is not my focus. Like, so that's what I said. I've created another business that supports me and supports my family. This is my passion project. So I'm able to let it be genuine and authentic. So everything that comes from it, I can put back into it and make it grow to reach as many people as we can. So that's what we did. And we use it to go to schools. And we're launching a campaign called Model Truth. And we realized that, if the truth will set you free, and women, especially models, have a very important key to beauty that girls need to know, and we haven't told it yet. We never model who we are. We model other people's image. We model other people's ideas, and we never speak our truth ever because we're not paid to speak. So we're launching a campaign where we actually tell the truth about beauty and what we've learned to really allow girls to model their true self and allow everyone to be like, oh, my beauty's not my value. I'm here to teach the world about beauty, I'm not here to be beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
here.
thanks for having me.
The project is healthyisthenewskinny.com, and you can check them out at healthyisthenewskinny on Instagram and on Twitter